We welcome in Mark Ogden to the show. Mark, how close are we seeing Jose Mourinho maybe to leaving Manchester United?
Well, it's 2 games into the season. I think it is very early, but you look at the games they've got coming up. They've got Tottenham at home a week on Monday, a week today. Then they go to Burnley a week on Sunday, and if they don't beat Tottenham, the game against Burnley at Turf Moor is a tough game, and going into an international break. At this point, I don't think Mourinho will go by then, but the situation is, it's not good, is it, at United? There's obviously tension between him and Ed Woodward. The players don't look happy. The supporters are growing increasingly disgruntled with what's happening on the pitch in terms of results. And as we've seen before with Mourinho, when he starts to go sour, he doesn't hang around. And, clearly he isn't going to resign because that will cost him a lot of money. And United don't want to sack him because it will cost them a lot of money as well. But the situation, if it continues as it is, with such clear discontent throughout the club, it is untenable and unsustainable. And I think at some point, Mourinho will be fighting to save his job if they don't win the next 2 games.
It seems just to be a massive disconnect, as you say, Mark, between the players, between the manager, and then between the manager and Ed Woodward. How on earth? I can't foresee a situation in which this is all going to get resolved.
No, I mean, Man United will hate this. We've all been watching this Man City documentary that's been this Fly on the Wall documentary from last season, and the one thing that strikes you about that is that everybody seems together. Man City look like a club that everybody knows what they're doing. They've got a strategy, they've got a structure, they've got people, the best people in the world doing the jobs, and they look a club that has got everything right. You go 3 miles across town at Old Trafford and it looks like they're doing everything wrong. They seem to be making it up as they go along. The summer strategy for transfer signings was ridiculous. They made a couple of early signings. They signed Fred and Diego Dallo, and then nothing happened. Mourinho made it clear he wanted things to happen. Ed Woodward wasn't in America throughout the tour, so he wasn't in contact with Mourinho on a day-to-day basis, face-to-face. It just felt as though United felt, oh, well, we'll sort something out towards the end of the window, we'll be OK. There's no sense of direction there, on the pitch, off the pitch. Mourinho is part of this as well because he's the guy that is supposed to make the team win. And you look at the team at the weekend and there's no cohesion, there's no sense of people doing what know what they're doing. And then when Fellaini came on for the last 20 minutes, it was the same as last season. We don't know what we're doing, let's hit it long to Fellaini and hope something happens. And, Pogba was hitting balls astray, Lukaku was struggling to get involved. There's no sense of a plan on or off the pitch at Old Trafford right now.
Mark, you mentioned before, obviously, the transfer strategy or lack of it during the summer. Was it a sense that Ed Woodward thought, wait, I'm not sure if I want to put all my eggs in this Mourinho basket, so I don't want to give him more money to spend, which will be wasted when it could be spent wiser further down the line?
I think there is a lot to be said for that now, but that opens up a whole new list of questions. If the chief executive doesn't trust the manager, then how long has the manager got? Not a lot of time, clearly. And who is Ed Woodward to decide whether Harry Maguire is better than Chris Smalling or Victor Lindelof? Ed Woodward is the guy who made Man United rich by selling shirts and shirt space and what have you. He's not a football guy. But this is the problem at United. Who makes the football decisions? Because you've got a manager and you've got a chief executive, and in between there's not a lot. There's no director of football, there's no technical director. The scouting system is a bit of a mystery. So if Woodward has made that decision either through advice from the owners or whoever, he shouldn't be making that decision ahead of Jose Mourinho, who, for all United's problems right now, has won 2 Champions Leagues, he's won countless Premier League titles, he knows how to produce a winning football team. So if his boss is saying, sorry, Jose, the defenders that you want to replace, the defenders, 2 of whom you signed, by the way, Lindelof and Bailey, if you want to replace him with Maguire or Lindelof, Alderweireld or Jeremina, they're not good enough. And I don't think that the chief executive of a football club should be making that decision over a manager. Director of football may be who has a knowledge of the game, but not a guy who has been given that job because of the success he generated and the commercial side of the club.